I know I asked this all. Oh, there it goes. There's a live button. All right. So we are live.
All right.
I don't see a live button.
It's in George's space. Top left.
Top left corner says live 09 every week, guys. Swear to God.
I don't have it. I swear to God. I'm looking at it. I don't have
We are live. You're not. All right, George, do the countdown. Let's go.
All right.
it. That's weird.
First off, hello, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
Thanks for pushing us into the direction of actually hitting the live button.
Oh, now it's there.
That DJ doesn't have.
It's
All
there.
right.
It just popped
Here we
up.
go. I'm going to give us our countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, click.
Wait a
Welcome
minute,
to this. You son of a bitch. Well, you'd think I'd be fine with it by now. We've been doing this how many fucking years?
All right, good.
Welcome to the Shovel Pod. I'm Woody.
Hey, I'm George.
DJ.
And Jeff.
Sons of bitches.
It's only been 100 and some shows, Woody.
Yeah,
I know.
right?
You
Someone
think you
trips
just
you up every
pause
time.
for a second and wait. Oh, my Lord.
I was off work last week, so I have no fecal tales to tell.
Not even from the bedroom.
I was going to say, did you guys?
A gentleman never tells. No,
Oh, good Lord.
I will.
Cleveland
I will
Steamer or
say that
something?
I was in search of goose poop. We were at in Michigan. I went to Kalamazoo area
For what?
vacation.
You went to
We went to-
Kalamazoo for a vacation.
Slumming it.
Well, we went to Eagle Lake, which
He
is
was- He was
Um,
casing out the
around
enemy.
Kalamazoo, about
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes outside of it. And when we went to Kalamazoo on my brother's recommendation, I went to a brewery over there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm stalling because I can't remember what the hell the brewery was called.
Oh, that's okay.
There's
But,
Call it like the salty.
Well, we were going to go to a
Okay.
candy store, and the candy store wasn't there anymore after the brew. But what I did see was a park full of homeless people. There was not one person in this park that was not homeless.
Did you ask
You
them
could
all?
tell that. And then
Were
I
you in the
saw
park?
a young lady
That's a good point.
shitting in an alley.
Oh.
Michigan.
It was like
You
a
say
side
Michigan.
view.
Have you been
It
to
was-
Cleveland?
It was a side view of her, and she was bending a fresh biscuit, just coiling a perfect, perfect. What is it, crispy cone or whatever?
Yeah.
Look like the poop emoji, exactly.
Two
Yep.
girls, one cup.
Yeah, it was.
One girl, one park.
Then we promptly left Kalamazoo. So
Could have been worse. Could have been Detroit.
No, it's
I
fun.
thought I was in Detroit when I saw the person pooping. I was like, "Oh,
It's fun. No,
what is it?
I've
with
never,
you and shit, Tim asked.
I've never been over to the.
I'm drawn to it.
I've never been over to Lake Michigan. Well, one time when I was little, up in Traverse City. but
Mhm.
As an adult, I've never been up there. But my sister goes over there a lot. She said the beaches are absolutely beautiful, sand dunes.
I
It's
guess
like,
it's supposed to be
like going to
gorgeous.
the ocean.
Which one is it? Lake Michigan that has the clear water?
No, one of the really small lakes, and I can't remember the name of it offhand.
Huron? No, Huron.
No, it's not one of the Great Lakes. It's like an
Oh,
inland
one of
lake.
the end of the yeah.
It's way northwest.
Yeah, because we were in the southwest
Yeah.
side of it, and it was gorgeous. I
I've heard-
loved it over there.
I've heard around like Muskingum is beautiful. I've never been over there.
Yeah, it was really nice. I did wear I wore my Buckeye hat because I wanted to feel what it was like to be in enemy territory,
Welcome to
where?
my world.
where the other side, and it's you know what? I honestly think I felt like the black guy in the crowd of our friends.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, you couldn't.
I
have
don't
felt
mean
too
that
bad.
in a Daryl told me the one time I went to Boccaccio's, the bar. Remember Boccaccio's?
Oh, I do.
I do.
Yeah, I was the only white dude in there, and Daryl goes, "Now you know how I feel, motherfucker."
It's understandable. I mean, yeah. Oh, Michigan. See, where do you go, DJ? Because you're always talking about Michigan. You're like, no, I've never been to the lake. How have you not been to Lake Superior when you go to Michigan all the time? Like you just
Well,
avoid it, or
Well, Superior is all the way up top, and Michigan's kind of a tall state.
well, it is a big
a
state, yeah.
long ways away.
Right.
I'm from
Yeah.
Saginaw,
Okay, so
which
you're
is really close to Lake Huron,
right,
and I've only been there a couple times in my life.
right.
I don't know why. We just never really went anywhere.
Is Saginaw on the east side of the state?
It's right there.
Oh, it's the Mitten.
It's right at the little right there.
I've only ever been
Yeah.
to Ann Arbor because my buddy's wife went to Michigan. So we drove her back and forth for 4 years. And then visited, like every season, spring and fall. Drive her there to school, bring her back from school, and then we'd visit occasionally throughout. Good time.
When I saw the sign for Ann Arbor, I did make sure that I went, Ann Arbor's a whore.
So
But
I'm
no,
gonna,
it was really cool.
I had an interesting day yesterday. I'm going to see if you guys can see this.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, is that a collarbone?
That is just not focusing.
There it is. Oh, you got too much light on it. We see
Yeah.
it. We see it.
Oh my!
That's your
What happened?
clavicle.
He's only got a picture of an X-ray. for
My
the
oldest
podcast
son
people.
dislocated his shoulder yesterday.
Mm.
Yep.
How'd he do that? Baiting?
No, him and his Peyton, he just got out of control.
He goes, "Go away,
Bam!
Dad, Dad, I slipped off the head."
It happened again. It happened again. No, him and his friend were driving in the golf cart and they were swerving back and forth. His friend was driving, did a really hard swerve, and he flew off the side right onto the road.
Oh, ow.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been worse.
Did they pop it back in?
Yeah, but he's 16 years old. They gave him morphine.
Yes.
Mm.
How'd that go?
This kid, 1 second, he never cried, but he came real close a couple times. He's like wincing in pain. He went from that to 5 minutes later. He's laying there and he goes, "This is kind of nice."
It is.
I took a little video of him. He started
13
talking about, he goes, "I closed my eyes for a second and I saw a dog."
That was God, son.
he's like, it was like a mix between it looked like a lab, but it had the color of a pit bull, which doesn't make any sense because pit bulls can be any color.
Right.
He goes, "You know what I mean?" And I just went, "Okay."
Yep. He's like, "I saw a dog." It's like, "No, son, you're dyslexic. You saw God." He was like, "Go back."
Are you going to start him in rehab now?
Yeah,
it sounds like he really liked it.
Oh, he liked it. Now I'm gonna have to give him some scared straight stories about heroin and stuff.
Well, before you do that, I got some oxys we need to get rid of. You may as well
Just sell it to him.
They don't work on me, so fuck it. Here, just give it to someone who can enjoy it.
Oh shit!
Or before you fill that prescription, I think I got you covered.
Poor kid. Now he's got a sling on for a few days. I got to call orthopedic doctor Monday to get him in for a follow up. I think he's gonna be fine. They popped it back in and
tell him how sympathetic you were when you pulled up.
kid's laying there in agonizing pain, and I just walk up to him and I'm like, "Dumbass."
Neighbors all around.
Yeah, neighbors everywhere looking at me. I'm like, "Dumbass."
Perfect.
So this was not on a golf course.
No, my dad has a golf cart. We ride around the neighborhood all the time.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
He was actually bringing up some firewood with his friend up to our house because we cut a branch down at my parents'. So he was running up to the fire pit. Of course, they have to drive it up in like when NASCARs break in new tires, like I can't complain too much. I did the same crap when I was that age.
Sure.
Right.
The difference is when you did it, you weren't a dumb kid,
Right. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You never fell out, right?
I didn't actually.
No. We're just built different than the kids today.
They're soft.
Yeah, they are. They're soft. You know why? It's because he couldn't hold himself because his arms are so frail from all the video games.
Thanks a
From
lot.
not doing physical work.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
right?
Although you think his hand grip strength would be great from the PlayStation,
Right?
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Wait, so similar, not to that extent, but last night my daughter comes in and she's like, I think I tore a muscle right here. And I'm like, she goes, is that possible? I'm like, yeah, let me check it out. And there's like a little, like she might have torn a hair of it, like just the edge, you know, when you're working out, sometimes you tear that muscle and it builds back up and it, you know,
Yeah.
breaks down to rebuild. Maybe that because she's on the flag team at school and they had
Oh, okay.
the past 2 weeks has been nothing but band camp, so they've been training for 2 weeks. I'm like, if you can twirl the flag, you're fine.
Training.
Training.
Yes.
Like, if you can twirl the flag and it doesn't hurt, you're all right. If it starts to hurt, that's when you start to get concerned. And
That's it.
yeah, I'm like, so just pay attention to it. I'm like, it maybe if you guys lifted something more than 1.5 pounds your entire life, this wouldn't be an issue. It's like,
Right.
like all of them, all kids, unless like I've seen
No,
a few
it's true.
kids that like work out, that's their thing. But unless you're
my
one
son-
of them,
My son started
Don't do
going
anything.
with his buddy. They started going to Planet Fitness. They're going a couple times a week because they had
That's
that
good.
free summer thing for students.
Yeah, that's kind of a good deal.
nice.
Daryl hates it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, because he
So
lives
many
at the gym.
kids there now. He goes there and there's just so many kids there now. He can't stand it. I think he actually switched gyms because of it.
Man,
Yeah,
I
bet.
I hate the gym. It's just me, not because I don't like to work out, but I just hate the gym. We
Only
dove
gym.
in high school we dove at a rec center. So when we went to practice, it was at a gym. It just had a pool, and it was just like the people there just annoyed the shit out of me. I don't know why. It was like meatheads and like these people that just thought they were the coolest shit. I mean, I'm sure it's not like that anymore because it's normal people just trying to lose weight. But it's like I haven't been to one since. Seriously, I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with
Yeah.
these people.
I mean, obviously, I spend a lot of time in the gym.
You do.
Yeah.
That's-
Only
that's
gym
how
I
it
like is Jim McChris.
How about that little shit, man?
He's in Mexico.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to go break into his house, anybody, he's in
Yeah,
Mexico.
just join our Patreon. I'll shoot you his address.
It's got to be top tier.
George
though, not
probably has
just
a key.
$1. George
I don't
will
even
I
give you-
do on my ring.
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
probably
there.
don't even need to kick it in. Just whoever wants to give you some money on Patreon, just give him the key.
he'll send you a copy of the key and
Yeah, there you go.
overnight.
$100.
Is the whole
There's more
family
than
there?
$100 worth of stuff in his house. So if you join the $100 limit tier, I'll get you the key.
Dude,
Yep.
how many like keys to other people's houses do we have that we could like make copies of for patrons?
I've got
I've got
my
a few.
parents, my
Yeah.
mother and father-in-law,
Oh, there you go.
Jim.
got
Sarah,
a
for
few.
some reason, doesn't give me a key.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know. That's
The only patron would be Rob.
But we'll ask Rob what the code is on the garage, and you
Yeah,
guys can sneak in through that way.
Yeah.
So, did he take his whole family with him to Mexico?
everybody but George. Oh,
Yep.
Oh, they took the kids? I didn't know that.
I don't know,
Yeah,
I've
they
been-
took the kids.
I've
That
been
was
to
my
Mexico.
first question to my wife. I said they took the kids to Mexico.
Yeah.
yeah. Why not?
Like,
I guess it all depends on where you're going.
I think they're at a resort, aren't they?
yeah, they're at an all inclusive.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
Say we got friends that went down end of last year. Kids are early mid-teen, like to I think 11 and 14ish, 13ish.
Mhm.
They had a blast. They went to a resort. They hit all kinds of places, the beach, restaurants.
And you know what? If you go off resort,
Right.
they become currency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can
yeah.
sell them for cash, donkeys,
Yeah.
blow,
I
whatever.
love it.
I don't know, I've been to Mexico, but it was only in border towns, and those are
Yeah,
that's
you
a
have.
whole different story. You are not taking a child into there.
Well, you could. I mean,
Is that
it's
what
like
sound
you
it
said,
makes?
it's currency.
What sound does it make?
Right. That's sounds like a burrow. I don't know. Yeah. But border town. You can
All right, anyway.
Woody, honestly, it's easier to take a kid into a border town than out of a border
Yeah,
town.
right.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a little suspicious.
Oh God.
Uh,
Okay, so The plan was moon bases. We've been
Boom,
talking
boom,
about this
boom,
the
boom.
last 2 shows.
Can you take your
Yeah.
kids to a moon base?
Oh shit. Well, we looked up. Woody and I spent a lot of time looking up things about moon bases.
Yeah, there's just
Other than 30-second to 2-minute clips from Ancient Aliens, there is jack shit. It's almost like they're not real.
So
Well,
I
it's almost.
Or
I was going to say it
somebody's
is
covering it up.
real.
I do have one little thing. I looked some stuff up too. The only thing, and here was my theory, and it's not a great theory, but I think China is trying to build a base, given
Yeah.
their recent lunar launches, and they're planning a manned mission. From what I've read, I don't know if it's true, but I
A
think
man
they're
mission.
surveying
My best kind of
the
missions.
far side of the moon, because literally they're surveying the far side of the moon. I kind of think that's their plan, like to put a base up there,
Yeah,
to be
I do too.
the first nation to actually have a
I do too, but I was really, really talking about like alien. bases.
anything,
that's
aliens,
what
other
I
countries.
wanted.
I
I
looked
wanted
up-
aliens.
I thought the Russians, the U.S. might have had a secret base or something, and there's just no.
Well, I've seen stuff before where the Japanese orbiter
Right.
takes all the video and stuff from the far
Yeah.
side and everything. And there's weird spots that are blurred out that
Right.
looks very strange looking things. It looks like there could be structures blurred out, that kind of stuff. And I've
Yeah.
seen stuff on this in the past.
Right.
Can find nothing anymore.
Yeah.
right.
No,
that
and
was the
it
thing.
seems. It honestly seems like years ago, like you could see stuff on YouTube about it.
Yeah.
I wonder.
George might be right.
Here it goes. Maybe they've wiped a lot
Yeah.
of that stuff out.
Shadow ban.
No,
Right.
you
Shadow
know what I
ban.
honestly think it is?
flag.
Because like
Oh,
once it's out there, people make copies of those pictures and something. I think that they've gotten
Right.
so good at their detailed imaging that they just prove that all that stuff that they thought they had before was just bullshit.
What do you mean?
Okay, so like say 10 years ago,
Right.
the picture qualities were at a level like a 5, and some of those things looked like could be structures.
Right.
Whereas
Because
now
they were
they're
pixelated.
really going over and taking high quality
Right.
pictures that they can see. Okay, well there was obviously nothing there. The one thing that did kind of intrigue me about the
Tim, isn't that where Tim, the Dark Side of the Moon is where the Germans built their base back after World War II? That's where they summoned Hellboy, wasn't it? I saw that movie. I think
Where
that
are you guys seeing this?
it's in the comments.
comments.
chat? On
Not
the stream?
private chat. You gotta
Not
go to
private.
comments.
I accidentally have private chat.
Yeah,
clicked.
Tim said in his messages.
There
That's
he
funny.
is.
He's right. Yeah. So the Nazis in World War II built their base. I read stuff about that. I was kidding about the Hellboy, but same genre. But that
well, here's the thing: is when we landed on the moon, okay, and took off,
Allegedly.
I was
Allegedly,
waiting for it.
we the rockets we used to leave the the surface of the moon, you dump those before you get off all the way out, and it lands and it hits the moon, okay. And they said that when that happened, it rung like a bell. The moon rung like a bell for hours.
I'm confused now because you don't need much of a thrust to get off the moon. And it was
Right.
my understanding that it was the actual LEM itself just had thrusters on it, not that we had separate rockets.
No, because look at the moon, the lunar lander. Okay, how it's got like legs and rockets underneath, and then what actually comes back into what lands in the ocean. That just looks like a bell with a top to it. Okay,
Okay.
so when the lunar lander is sitting there with its legs, it's got rockets underneath it, and that shoots it up. And as soon as it gets escape velocity, it loses those rockets and legs, and
See, I
that
didn't
falls
know
back
that.
down to the
Right.
moon.
Okay. All right.
And they said that when that happened and it hit, the moon rung like a bell for hours.
Well, how could they hear that if they're in space?
They have sensors on the moon, that they left on the moon,
Like seismograph. Like,
Right.
what do you
Right,
call them?
exactly, like a seismograph. Is what it is.
Seismograph.
Okay, that
So-
okay, yeah, all right.
And I had heard that because there's a movie that's pretty recent called Moonfall, and it's a really cheesy but
I
hilarious.
didn't see it yet.
fucking
I
movie.
started to, and I couldn't. I need to
Watch
I need to
it.
watch it. I need
It
to.
is like a great campy, cheesy fucking show about just a mix of things, and that's part of
Yeah.
it. Is
Why
the
do I think that was a
conspiracy-
James Bond movie?
I could no, that's a
No, this is like a Netflix thing.
that's a different one.
new.
That's Skyfall. Moonfall
Oh.
is, and it's right. It's like a Netflix show,
Yeah.
but that's like the premise of this guy's theory or conspiracy theory is, well, when the thing hit and it rung for like hours, he's like, it's hollow, it's a superstructure,
hollow
this
moon,
and that and the
yeah.
other
Right.
thing. Which maybe that's it. Maybe it is a superstructure. There's no base on the moon because the moon
It's
is
in
the base.
the
Okay,
moon.
and if you think about that, what's the chances? I mean, I'm no physicist, but what's the chances of
No.
something orbiting the Earth and it constantly having one
The same
side
face towards it.
face towards it, no matter where? Like
Oh.
it has to be turning at a certain speed
Yeah.
and then turning around the Earth at a certain speed for that to
It's
line up
in,
exactly.
I'll look up the name of that type of orbit. It's actually relatively common with celestial bodies.
Is it?
Is it because the gravity of the main
I'm not sure why exactly. Like,
or planet
I-
holds it there?
I don't know the.
See, to me that doesn't make sense. Like, say it was like a satellite that alien
Technology.
species, put there to monitor our growth. Yeah, they're gonna want this.
Yeah,
the
their
face to
equipment
face.
facing us all the time instead of facing spinning. Yeah,
Right.
which there you go. Another, that's another good theory. And I don't know, like DJ, I think he's right about they're not as uncommon as you would imagine.
Yeah, I
But
have no idea about that.
I know it's fairly easy for humans to do, but for a while when we first started launching our satellites for communications, it was they last for a bit and then they'd have to readjust them and then they'd have to readjust them, and it's like
Google.
you can't keep it in line as easy. You're always making
Right.
adjustments. They're small, the moon's big. I know there's a difference, but I mean I get what you're saying. It's how would that even happen naturally? It's kind of a weird. It's
That's
weird.
What, that's what I thought. It was a strange kind of coincidence. but-
it's called tidal locking. No, it was caused because the Earth is bigger and it basically slowed the moon's rotation down until it was tidally locked with us. I believe Pluto and Charon or Charon, I don't know how to say it, are the same way with each other. I think both of those always face each other.
Oh, you know what? And it's because we only have one moon, not multiples. That's
Yeah.
probably it as well. Because other planets like Jupiter that have multiple moons, those moons also interact with each other in close contact, which keeps them spinning as opposed
Yeah.
to just
I think Jupiter's up to like they're in the 80s.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hear me out on this then. Is that theory because that's just the way
Thanks,
the
George.
science works out, or did they come up with that theory because that's the way the moon is?
That's a good point. I don't know.
You know,
I
they
think
say,
a lot
well,
of
we have
science
to
is that way.
explain
We got to
this.
explain it.
Right. And
Science of explanation. Let's just make shit up. Who knows?
So I'm sorry.
I'm
Is
gonna
that
get
the
sued by
only
moon now?
thing that we know for sure? Is the moon always? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You don't know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Well, no, he says
as-
that Pluto
As
does it as
the
well.
moon is going around,
right.
it's always staying like that.
Right.
Yeah,
but the man on the moon is looking at us.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like that.
like this.
And say my head is the earth.
So that's
and-
the wrong way.
So
Just ready to
Gonna
catch
get off
the village.
I mean,
is it holding that spot and it goes around? Oh God, I'm doing horrible. It's hard for me not to talk without my hands. And it doesn't make great podcasting.
It's
No.
kind of like this.
Yeah, okay.
Where the Woodies orbit
So-
each other.
So Woody's
it's
holding
all-
up a Woody head.
It's always orbiting that way. And okay, now I'm going to ask a dumb question since I don't know how to ask my other.
There are no dumb questions, George. Shoot.
This one might
Oh no,
be.
there are.
Oh, there's been a couple.
Is
Fair.
one revolution around the Earth for the moon a day?
Yes.
A
Well,
day on the moon?
No, it's
The moon
28
doesn't
days.
really-
That's why it's a
It's
28
28
day
days.
cycle.
right. So it's
It's a lunar
much more.
cycle. That's what our months are based on.
But the
But if
moon
you
doesn't
look-
actually rotate.
But
The
it's
moon
still
doesn't
there.
rotate.
But it's in
Actually-
different spots in the sky. Like say 5 o'clock or let's say midnight tonight,
Right.
it's going to be in a different spot than it is tomorrow than it was today.
Right.
Because
But
it
it's
has
never out of view.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is out of view. It's out of
Oh,
view
yeah,
right now.
when there's no moon. When
It's
there's
called
no
new
in
moon.
the sky. Yeah.
New moon,
You
which
guys
is a
have
really
no idea how the
stupid
moon
word
works.
for it.
So the Earth let's start real basic. The Earth rotates. That's a day. Revolves. One revolution is a day. If the
Correct.
moon is spinning, I don't have anything to show, but if the moon is spinning, right, or we're spinning the Earth, and the moon is orbiting, right? We are spinning the Earth itself on its axis. The moon isn't moving except for a little bit. So when we revolve, that's a day. Oh, look, there's the moon, and we see it as we're revolving around the surface, and it looks like it's in the same place, or it's moving. It's not. It's kind of real slowly going around. So
How
Hey,
it
come
goes
you can
around
see
it.
the moon? How come you can see
I
the
don't know
moon
about
during the day?
this.
This is actually how it works. Yes, the moon.
I
takes-
can't dispute it because, like,
The moon
But-
takes. Okay, can you see the sun during the day? We are rotating around the sun. It's different. The moon is rotating around us. So think
Right.
about it that way. The sun being in a position that we're moving around, the Earth is the same way to the moon. So even though you see it at nighttime, and sometimes during the day, it's just because it's not off of the horizon yet. So every time it's in a different position, there's sometimes that you don't see it at all because its dark side, as it were, is facing away from the Earth, and we don't see it. It's
Yeah,
I
so
can't
there actually
I-
is no dark side.
right.
The
correct.
far side is lit equally as much as the near side.
Correct. Because as it goes around,
I
when
don't
we
believe
see-
that.
When we say the dark side, we're actually seeing the
Pink
normally
Floyd told me
lit
there
side,
was.
but the dark side is facing the sun, so we don't see the moon. That's why there's phases of the moon. I can't accurately show it without a model, but just take my word for it.
How
It's-
convenient.
Yeah. How convenient. I'll set it up next time for next week.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
I don't know. I can't dispute it but I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
I have seen working models using flashlights like in a room with things spinning, and it really does all work out the way the shadows are cast and everything.
Right.
It's very hard to visualize without seeing that, but
Yeah. Like, and I'm not describing it very well at all.
So are you saying that when there's a new moon, when you don't see a moon in the sky, it's
Right.
still up there. We're just seeing the back side of it.
Yeah.
No,
No. We're
no.
seeing the
It's on-
same side.
it's
just
on the
not
other
lit.
side of-
Right.
Right. Okay. All right.
It's-
That I'll go with.
Yes.
It's upside down with Australians.
yes, yes,
Right. It's just not lit because it's on the side towards the sun. And that's exactly what I'm saying is you've got the moon that goes around, and as it's being lit from the same side, wrong way. As it's being lit from the same side, when it's doing this around us, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're seeing only the lit side from the sun.
Right.
So that's why there's phases. You've got the
Right.
waxing, waning, whatever, and then the new moon. And then it starts over because that's where it's at in its rotation around us.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
Oh,
Anyway, so the bases on the moon, they're only lit
Exactly.
like 14 of the 28 days out of the lunar cycle.
yeah. The
So-
one picture that keeps popping up on this is there's a picture of a crater with like domes in the center of the crater.
Yeah.
And the one scientist on YouTube was like, well, yeah, when if it hits it, when the asteroid hits the moon and shoots the debris up,
Right.
some of it comes back down into the center.
Right.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but it's not
okay,
going to make a dome. Like it's not going
Well,
to make a dome, right?
not for the whole. No, it's like it's a crater, but inside the middle of the crater there was like 4 or 5 domes, like right in the center, clustered around each other.
Right.
And people thought that those were moon bases. And I could see the logic of that, but I would think that why wouldn't it be all over the surface of the crater, not just right in the middle?
No, because there's no wind on the moon,
Right.
Right.
so
Well,
it would
technically
just
there's-
fall straight down.
There's solar wind, but that's radiation and it only affects particles that but yeah, I mean there's so
I think, yeah, no.
I don't know how I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of a misconception. Like there is a moving factor on the moon, but it's solar wind, and I think it's only isotopes that react to nuclear can move. But
Yeah, but that's not.
yeah, it's way deeper into whatever we're talking about. But to Woody's point, I get, like, I've seen similar pictures, and I can't dispute that they look like they could be structures, because how would a impact that creates a dust plume settle in piles? Right? Wouldn't it just
It would be evenly dispersed.
exactly? That's what I'm. And it would
That
be
was my
dispersed
point.
outside. Okay, I wasn't sure if that's what you were getting at, but it would go outside the crater, not inside the crater.
So there
Well,
are.
I would
whatever
think
went
just
straight
up.
up would come
Right.
straight back down. But
Right.
also whatever like slight angles would come down just a little bit. Like it's not going to be a glob in the center
Right.
and then a bunch of stuff.
Correct.
Off to
No,
the
but
side.
but here's the thing. I don't think any meteor actually hits exactly at a 90-degree angle.
Right.
So if it comes
Right.
in at a 40-degree angle, it's going to spit it all that way.
Or at least
It-
most of it.
it's-
Right in
Right.
that way.
But it's like yes, if it comes straight at a 90-degree angle, then it would go straight
Right.
up, straight down. But even like a 30-degree angle or even 60-degree angle, it's going to throw it off sideways. And you just don't see that.
Right.
Well, you know what else you don't see? And this is the thing that's always got me, is the impact craters are fascinating, because you see the impact crater. Where's the object that impacted?
That
Did
usually
it bounce off?
it incinerates because it's coming with such force.
There's no atmosphere. There's nothing to incinerate it.
Just the impact itself would, or it could bury,
Bury it. I can
Yeah.
bury
I
it.
can see burying. I don't know about incinerate, because you need oxygen to incinerate.
And like if it incinerated, what would
No,
cause the
he's
crater?
not
There-
saying
there
quote,
is a
unquote,
very
incinerate
thin
like a heat
atmosphere.
incineration, right? Are you just saying a pulverized?
Just the sheer impact itself. And there
Yeah.
is a very slight atmosphere.
Yeah, everything's got a slight atmosphere.
Yeah,
I
it's
get what
not
you're
like
saying.
breathable or anything like
Mm.
that, but it's
No, there's even asteroids, I think, that have, I could
Yeah.
be mistaken, but like comets that are
Yeah.
not comets, meteorites, meteors, whatever, the big ones that have a very, very slight
the ones the
atmosphere
size
around.
of SUVs.
Well, no, the ones that are the size of like cities and, large whatever,
Planet killers,
Not
Planet
the specks
killers.
of dust.
not the specks of dust.
widowmakers.
So did you watch the
Widowmaker.
Perseids asteroid
No, I missed
showers
it.
that passed it? We couldn't see shit anyway. The moon was too bright.
Because it's stupid moon.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid fucking moon. No, I did not see it.
Right.
All right, so we beat this horse to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moon,
yeah, that
no
was
moon
the-
bases.
That's it.
Hopefully in the
Or unless the
future.
whole moon itself is a moon base, which I'm still hoping for.
That's probably
Well,
the best.
Let me ask you this. Let me go back to, since he's brought me back in to this. Why did it ring? Did they?
Well, they're saying they
touched
think
on
it's they don't know, but they're assuming that there's large voids inside the moon.
Yeah,
So,
I think
like,
it's hollow.
Right,
It's
well,
made
what-
of cheese, so it's
what
just
some
Swiss.
people think is, they want to go right to it's hollow. What the scientists are saying is there's very large voids.
Right.
That
Like
it's not just a
caves and
solid.
caverns, lava.
Right.
Right,
Like
that's what they're saying. Is it's old lava tunnels and stuff from when the moon was actually active.
when it was like
Okay.
molten and forming.
Right.
So,
Okay.
which, okay, I'll give you that, because it was molten. There's no oxygen, but it was still a melted ball of whatever. But it's kind of like pumice, right? Like the pumice stones that are lava. It's just
Yeah.
full of pores and tunnels and channels, which would make it go boom.
That would make
You-
sense. I mean,
So
How
the moon does not have a core, right?
we don't
Or
know.
is it a burnout core?
We don't know. They think it's just like a rocks type.
they think
Planet.
the moon is actually, because it's made out of the same materials as Earth, they think a long time ago the Earth was just a little bit bigger when it was forming, and a planet about the size of Mars hit us. And the moon is actually a piece of our crust, and gravity
Right.
eventually.
Right. It started
Made it
out
into
as
a
as
sphere.
a ring of
Yeah.
debris that was around us
Right.
that just coalesced into
Yeah.
the
A
moon.
ball.
And then worked its way into a sphere over millions or billions of years. So,
Right. But like I said, is that
So- in that case, it probably wouldn't have a core, right?
I mean, I don't think it has striations like the Earth does. I think
it does. I
solid
think it's
mass.
as it's being compressed and crushed, that's what creates the heat in the center of the core.
Right. That's true.
It just maybe that it's so much
Oh, maybe.
smaller
Okay,
that
I got
it's
you.
Right.
burned out.
Wait a minute.
Or
Tim,
it still might be hot. It's just a lot cooler than what the core of the Earth is.
Right.
Tim's saying a grinding stone will ring and it's solid. Is that true?
Oh, that is true. Yeah, certain stones ring like obsidian and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Tim, are you talking about a grinding stone, like a grinding wheel with the hole in the center? Because isn't that what causes the ring? The
Or like a
square cut hole?
whetstone.
Right. Whetstone does kind of ring when you hit it.
Yeah,
They're
it does. That's
just
what
flat.
that's what I thought he was saying.
He's on a bit of a delay for us,
No.
so
It's all right.
so
But-
when you finally get to that question,
We'll
go ahead
just
and
sit
answer.
quietly and wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll wait.
Go ahead, Tim, answer that. The show depends on it. Because we are going to be quiet.
Well, yes, he says.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I just hope that the whole moon is a giant superstructure.
That'd be
Just
cool. Like
Again,
a big,
watch Moonfall. I'm not. They're not monetizing us, but it was broken. Even a broken. A broke grinding
okay,
wheel
I
will
see what
thud.
he's saying. Yeah.
pressure.
So when
Right.
you're grabbing a grinding wheel to put on the grinder, you can tap it, and if it rings, it's good. If it's got a crack in it, same thing with like porcelain and fine china and stuff like that. They can tell
Oh.
what has a crack in it by
The sound.
dinging it, and if it's a thud, then it's got a crack somewhere. Whereas if it rings, it's solid.
Right. That's a good
So-
call.
Son of a
Didn't think
bitch.
about that. Thanks, Tim. So my question is, if there
So
were
the moon's a
moon
grinding wheel.
it's a grinding
yes,
wheel.
basically,
Yes.
that's what Tim is telling us.
Thanks, Tim. Figured it out for us.
I'm going to make T-shirts. The moon's a grinding wheel.
The moon
Moon's
is
a
a
whetstone.
grinding wheel.
So if you were to go to one of these moon bases, how would you get there? I mean,
Oh, have you guys been checking this stuff out? This
What?
Skyhook.
What?
How the
Is that the old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shit?
No, and it's not like the video game where they lift you out of the. Anyways, so what this is it's like a satellite with a very very long tether, okay, and a weight on the other end, okay, and they're planning on like to get materials and stuff up into space. Okay, they send it up to a lower Earth orbit than it would actually need. Like you wouldn't need as much thrust to get it completely out of the atmosphere. It docks up with this skyhook that spins around and slingshots it to the moon, to Mars, or whatever. Okay, and then so every time it does that, it's going to lose some momentum. But as things are coming back, it grabs them and slows their descent down with the hook, so that so you don't have to worry about that going into the atmosphere and burning up and all that. It slows it down with the hook, and then and that actually adds more momentum into the hook itself. So it's just
What
like a
What are you
self-sustaining.
talking about?
He
I'm
lost me
so
at the
lost.
beginning.
Hold on now.
It's-
I don't even can't.
I got
grasp
it.
Woody,
I'm with you. I mean, it sounds.
Is this where's the hook mounted?
Yeah, what's
It's
at
a
this?
the end of the
satellite. It's orbiting the Earth.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I missed that part. I was like, whoa, wait.
Yeah, so it's a satellite. It's orbiting the Earth, right? And it's got a long, and it's spinning. Okay, it's got a counterweight on one side and a real
Okay.
long arm on the other. Okay, and it's up there and it's spinning, and it's like it's almost like a little booster to our spaceships or our rockets or whatever. We
Sure.
go up so high and dock with this thing as it's spinning and coming around. We dock with it. It picks us up, and then its momentum carries us around and up in through the upper atmosphere.
And launches
and-
you.
Launches like to
Where did you
another
see this
sky.
at?
YouTube
X-Men.
Right.
X-Men.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds.
Star
So
Trek.
is this
Oh,
for,
then it's
like,
real.
is this to speed us up to go to other planets? Is that
Yeah,
Or
it's
slow us
it's
down
saying
coming back.
it's right. It slows down coming back or speed us up going to. It's to get a lot more material up into space because it's so
Without wasting fuel.
How do you get to
Right.
that point?
okay. You use a rocket, but you wouldn't need the giant rockets that they have now.
You would need like the Falcon Heavy now.
exactly.
So this
I
is
think
like
that was the
for building materials and stuff?
Yeah,
Right.
or just to get a lot of people or a lot of whatever up there at one time. Because like I think they said 3% of the Falcon rocket's payload. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas this would be closer to like 40% of
Right.
the payload would be the rocket weight.
And honestly, okay, I don't know how high they're going to
Dude, that's kind of
orbit
awesome.
it, but it can't be low Earth orbit because I think physics would say no to that. But if it was high enough out of the gravitational pull that we could do it, God, that'd be a
The
long.
satellite itself is higher up, okay, but
Right.
as that arm comes down, the arm is coming down through
the
lower
atmosphere,
Earth.
right? And what I'm thinking is like what you're saying. They wouldn't even need a full, rocket like we use now. They could use any like a fucking. We've got jets. We've got planes that fly that high. They could just take
That's
a jet up and
kind of
drop.
what they're saying. But
There you go.
Yeah, I think
But
what
then you need to get from once it releases you
Right.
the rest of the way to the moon,
Dude,
or wherever.
This to me sounds like travel to the moon, sponsored by Cedar Point. Get
That's-
on this fucker.
Yeah.
I know what they're saying.
what Tim's talking about here is space elevators.
Yeah. Well, they
that is
talked
a
about
totally different concept where you take
Right.
like you start off with like a what is it called? The geocentric orbit? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, where it
it's a
stays in one spot.
geosynchronous,
Synchronous. That's
Which
what it is. Geosynchronous orbit.
which is what our
Synchronous.
satellites do.
Yeah, some do.
And then you've got a long elevator that comes down.
Yeah,
through.
you put a tether all the way
Right.
down to Earth, and then you actually just run like a cable car up it.
Mhm.
They don't know if that would work or not. It's never actually been attempted, but a lot of people think it will.
They haven't done it. I've seen a lot of stuff on it. I've actually seen lately people talking about trying to do a city or buildings, multiple buildings, based on, I don't know what they're going to build them on, either satellites or they're going to try and tether an asteroid and build something. I mean, I've seen this crazy stuff, and I'm like, how are you going to do that? You can't.
A little bit of a subject change here. Did you see the city that Dubai is planned? Dubai or Saudi Arabia?
That might be the one I'm talking about. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. It's
No.
a linear city. It's about 20 miles or 20 kilometers. So what is that? 15 miles, something like that long.
Yeah.
And it's a few hundred feet wide.
Kilometers. The French don't do anything fully. It's not as long as a mile.
Right. It's a few hundred feet wide and several hundred feet tall. And it's like basically like an elongated cube, like a big rectangle block.
That what I keep seeing that commercial for
And-
that makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know.
But
They're going to have like travel inside of it, and it's going to be an entire city where basically the people never even really have to leave that city.
Right.
You're fully in there. Whole housing communities, malls, grocery stores, everything is in that city. Everything.
that's a great.
So is it like a bubble, like an enclosed city then?
It's like I don't think it's isolated. I think you can get out, but it's like this thing is like super, super long, and there's high speed transportation to get from one side
Right.
to the other.
Where is this at?
It's going to be in either Saudi Arabia or Dubai.
somewhere near Dubai, which it makes
On
sense
the
that-
Earth.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it was.
But it would
different
be a
concept
great-
because
It would be a great concept for like the moon or Mars.
it just went along with what I was talking about with the suspended
Yeah.
tower
Yeah.
city based on whatever. Yeah, which fuck, I don't know. Either one of those is a good concept, but I don't know how feasible it really is. Like we in the US, we actually have cities that are built like that. I know most people have no idea about them because they're just small little micro towns inside bigger towns. And it's a whole community where you never have to leave if you work there. Like it's doctors, grocery stores, whatever. People have, there's deliveries, and that's about it.
That was kind of Walt Disney's idea for Epcot. Was people
Yeah,
would live and
exactly.
work there, and it would be the city of tomorrow. But it just ended up being
Never phase out. But I mean, we do have them, but
the
that's
one I'm
it.
thinking of that's like a small isolated place that was built to be a city with like underground chambers and everything
Right.
is
Yeah,
the
you're on-
Denver airport.
The Denver airport. That's what I was asking earlier. If you were going to go to the moon, how would you get there? Probably fly out of the Denver airport
Wow.
because
That
do
was an
everything there.
awkward transition.
I love the idea of the Denver airport was our backup topic because the
Ugh.
moon bases we thought was going to be like 10 seconds. But I kind of feel like even though I just said we should never promise topics, The Denver airport, I personally love. George sounds like he's super into it. Woody's not
Well,
on board.
Here's
you know
the
what?
thing.
It's all right.
There's enough of this Denver airport stuff that we could pretty much do a whole show on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've only got like 10, 15 minutes left here.
Yeah. Let's
I think that's all we needed to
I don't think
Put
we
towards
needed
the
that
Denver
much
airport.
for Denver. I think
Yeah.
what we've already said about it was
No.
enough.
No, you're wrong. I'll tell you
No.
about Lucifer. I'll
awesome.
tell you
Oh,
about
Lucifer.
I know
I'll tell
about
you how
Lucifer.
Lucifer
I know about
killed
the-
his creator.
The creator, yes,
I
he
will
did.
tell you about these 6 room levels underneath the Denver airport that are documented, but construction
There's-
workers say that there are umpteen more
There's
floors
no
underneath.
100 levels. I want you guys.
How
to come
many are
back with this.
umpteen? More than one.
It's about 11. It's
11
I need you
billion.
to- yeah.
Yeah.
I need you guys to come back with this and give us actual information because I've seen podcasts, heard podcasts, seen videos of like everybody's done it. Nobody's found a damn thing about like no actual evidence. So I want you guys to do it. We'll be the podcast that
We're
Great
not
word.
saying we're
Great
not
word
saying
of
we're
information.
giving the evidence. We're putting forth
Oh.
the theories and ideas.
Oh,
Don't
come
put
on.
that. Yeah, don't put that kind of pressure
Yeah.
on me here. I'm not going to convince everybody that the Freemasons built it, but they did.
They definitely
I
did.
thought it was the Illuminati.
build it
It's-
for the
there's-
Illuminati.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. More on the
Freemason.
Denver airport.
Oh, because they're Masons. You think the Masons build things? I get it.
No problem. No problem. More on the Denver
There
airport
are
to come.
33. Oh wow! There's like this whole like the dedication date like is like March 16th, 1995. It all equals up to 33, which is the
Perfect.
33rd degree Mason.
It's
Dude,
The
there's so
murals.
much.
The
Woody,
murals.
this is going to be fun. They're going to try and
it's
convince
January 18th, 1994 or 1991 or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it like
What a-
the 60s?
What a bunch of like
Um,
happy
It
paintings.
was
you know?
95.
It was
by the way.
95. It was scheduled to open in 1993, but
Yeah.
they
You
weren't
guys
back
want to
in
know?
tunnels.
pushback after pushback. There's also a rumor that they are
It was-
not done building in it yet. Still,
Well, no, there's
So-
construction going on it right now.
You know what? It is a conspiracy because it opened on my 21st birthday.
No, it didn't.
It did. February 28th, 1995.
No, it was 18th.
No,
was
it
like
was the
January-
28th. I just looked it up yesterday. February 28th, 1995, my 21st birthday. It's great.
I'm telling you that plaque says the 18th.
Well, maybe somebody mistyped on the information that I was looking at.
or maybe
Maybe it's
Devil
another
did.
conspiracy. Ooh.
Oh,
Lucifer, baby.
Oh, the Lucifer thing.
Lucifer. I mean, that is a fucking freaky.
Doesn't he have a big blue cock too?
He does.
oh, he's
He
like
was-
all veiny and
Yeah.
the whole horse is all veiny.
Yeah,
Red
the whole
glowing
horse is
eyes. And,
the guy that sculpted it is like, you know what this horse needs? A giant horse cock. Let's
And then
do
while
it.
he was
this-
working
Do
on
you
the
know what
dock-
this giant horsecock needs?
The
Veins.
veins.
veiny.
Like I need to put.
Now, George, when
vascular.
he died, wasn't he working on the cock?
Probably. I think he choked on it.
No, I think it like fell. God, I gotta look this up.
Lucifer fell and crushed him, but I don't know. You know
It
what?
was
He
the
was
cock.
crushed with the cock.
Just the cock.
You know what? I'll leave it at this here. Join us next time on the Shuffle Pod when we crack the code of the Denver airport, and we're going to give you more to chew on than Lucifer's hot throbbing member.
Veiny.
So yeah, next week when we come back, I'll
Wow.
spearhead the Denver airport conspiracy. If you guys want to look into it a little bit, go for it.
Oh my.
But I've
I-
got
Don't think we'll be back next week, just so you know.
Not
Well,
next
next
week.
time we're on. Maybe not next
Next
week.
time
Next
we're
time
on.
we're on.
DJ has to work next week.
Aw.
He works every other weekend.
Every other.
okay. In 2 weeks we'll be back.
Oh wait. Oh, hold on.
I
3.
have to work next weekend too.
There
Yeah,
is a
4
guy
weeks.
at work taking a week's vacation coming up first week of September, so I got to work both of those weekends before and after, and I don't know that might fall into. We'll talk about it.
How about I'll do this? We'll let everybody know when we're coming back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Post
did
it on
this time.
Facebook or
The
something.
day before, I'll post it on Facebook.
Hey, that's enough. least somebody knows.
Yeah.
Tim knew. Tim found it.
Tim,
Tim,
thanks for coming, Tim. He was out here like, hey guys,
I got a quick question for you you two.
what's that?
Would it be possible to do one like on a Saturday night instead of a Sunday morning?
I mean, if you don't mind me,
Because
being
I'm
drunk.
pretty sure the next weekend I'm gonna have off. It might be my youngest son's birthday party on Sunday, and Tasha wants to do it at like 10.
okay.
I have no
Yeah,
problem
we
with
can
that.
figure it out.
Yeah,
We could even do like a Thursday night if you.
Tim's good with it.
We should have a drinking game.
Yeah,
Or
we
George,
should do
you-
a live show.
You don't really drink very much anymore, do you?
This is a live show. We do a live
No.
show every week now.
I got it.
What?
We'll do it on a Saturday night, but we'll do it at one of our houses, and we'll
Like a
do
meet
a
and
live. All of us get together. We'll do a live feed.
Let's
The thing
do it.
we've been planning for like 2
Okay,
years.
we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Next show, next time we do the show, we'll be live. We're all going to be in one room, docking with each other
Docking.
and talking.
It's
So
not
let's
gonna be
just-
Open up and
Let's just
accept me.
throw it out there. We're going to talk Denver Airport. It's going to be the Denver Airport extravaganza show. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Lucifer. We're gonna put a big picture of
Big
Lucifer's
picture
cock
of
behind us.
Lucifer's cock.
Oh,
Veiny,
hey,
The
throbbing,
giant glowing eyes.
strong.
for my birthday, I have a tattoo coming, and I'll have to showcase it on the live show.
Is it on your
Okay.
ass?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting my throat tattooed underneath my chins,
Nice.
so I can peel them up.
And I don't know
And I
if
can show my Illuminati.
we've probably talked about this before, but George shares a birthday with Woody's son and my youngest son.
Jesus Christ. Everybody's
Yeah.
born on the same day.
Yeah,
Now, Jesus was actually born on Christmas.
it's
No,
a
he actually
shufflepod
wasn't.
miracle.
He wasn't. He was
Oh, this is where we're
born
gonna
in
lose
like
a bunch of-
July. Jesus
with
Christ.
all you. Okay, join us next time on the show. See you later, boys.
All right, I'll see you guys
See
later.
ya.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna end our broadcast on
See you, Tim.
YouTube.
Thanks for
Tim.
coming.
Thank you. Actually, we should have
All right,
Tim
Tim.
on as a guest sometime.
You should.
I'm all about it. I actually
All
wanted
right.
to record him doing the Welcome to the Shuffle Pod.
Yeah, we could with our live show, we could like
See, even Tim said he was born in the spring. There you go.
what do you do? What do you with the little windows here like we're doing now? We could have somebody in on that.
Yeah. All right,
Cool.
Tim. If you have podcasting stuff, let us know, and we will have you on here. All right. See you, boys.
Perfect.
Until
Later.
next time.